overexplosion in jobs, retirees having to come back due to inexperienced employees in the workforce, and rises in college tuition, which is affecting employment.
So how does this affect the job market? Find out in today's podcast. I'm Vince Rojas, joined with Matt Valdez.
Colleges have been upping their tuitions, making it harder to afford, in addition with grants, loans, and scholarships not always being available.
I can't decide if I want to spend 4 years at college. I probably won't even be able to afford it. I wish someone could help me out.
I can help you out.
Who are you?
Your conscience, you don't have to go to college for 4 years. There are plenty of opportunities like joining the workforce or only doing 2 years of college. This way you can be educated and financially secure.
Huh, wow. That really helped fill my head with several new ideas.
Don't limit yourself to one path. There are several ways to be successful after high school.
Student enrollment is being deterred, which causes several job fields to have less qualified workers, which is a huge problem.
I agree. This also leads into the problem of retirees coming back to the business to help teach the young employees.
Yes, this is very unfortunate news. I can't help but wonder what these retirees think of being asked to come back to teach young employees.
Well, here we have firsthand a retired and very experienced lawyer who had to come back and teach young people pursuing the law field.
I'm joined here with Gretchen Pratt on this fine day. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Thanks for asking.
So how is life now that you had to return to the workforce and teach new people about the law field?
Well, it's actually not what you might think. I'm not annoyed that I have to come back. It's just saddening. There are so many bright people in the world, and to see them being held back by their financial constraints and not for their abilities is irritating.
Very understandable. And if you don't mind me asking, what led you to your great success as a lawyer?
Well, I feel like I did the correct steps of going to college, obtaining my degree, and going to law school to become a lawyer. But in today's business world, it's much harder as college tuitions have skyrocketed, and all these programs require students to complete several outside academics.
Well, thank you for your time and an interesting perspective on this matter.
This is quite an unfortunate predicament in the world, and there does not seem to be a clear solution to this, especially after that interview.
Well, while I agree that there is no clear solution to this problem, but there are ways to help solve it.
How so?
People who participate in leadership and skills training provided by SkillsUSA show employment and long-term success ratings statistically.
That's interesting.
Indeed. We will now cut to an interview with former college student Cassandra Tillman, who also participated in leadership and skills at SkillsUSA. How are you doing, Miss Tillman?
I'm doing very well today.
Good to hear. So, you are a former college student going into med school, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So, in your opinion, what helped you the most in getting into college?
SkillsUSA. This helped me gain knowledge on the medical field and gave me basic, proper training. This impressed the colleges I applied to, which led to my full ride scholarship.
Wow, impressive. Would you have been able to afford college otherwise?
No, without skills, I would not have been recognized as such a promising student.
Alright, well, thank you for your input, Cassandra.
Wow, skills benefited her in terms of college a lot. So, Matt, did you ever go to college?
No, it was too expensive for me. Instead, I went to a vocational school for 2 years that led me into immediate job employment.
What were some of your jobs?
Well, some of my first jobs were being a journalist, a sound editor, and then eventually I became a podcast host.
So, even though you didn't go to college, you found an alternative path that led you to great success in the job field.
Yep. So how'd you end up here, Vince?
Immediately after high school, I went to the workforce, and eventually I ended up here.
So I think that we learned that there are multiple paths to success and that one does not always have to go to college after high school.
Yes, no matter the type of education, we have seen that people can succeed. Well, this was a very insightful day, and I hope that people will be able to succeed in a climate filled with rising tuition costs and demanding societies. With all that being said, that should do it for today's topic. I'm Vince Rojas.
And I'm Matt Valdez, and with that concludes today's podcast. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day. Come back next time.